I was in the greatest fight of my physical career, you know, because I was only 70%. You know, every night going home, like I was in pain that I can't even explain to you. I used to wrap my arm up every night in just big bags of ice just to stop the stinging from the torture of it. And I'm like, I'm in this battle and I'm not 100% physically, so what am I gonna do? And so that's why I really went to my mind, and I'm sitting there saying, you know what? This is not a physical battle. For me, this is a spiritual battle.
You didn't tell Coach to take you out?
Couldn't. You got to die on the battlefield. I'm okay with figuring out pain out here. Now, there's a difference of pain and injury. I was kind of dealing with both, but those moments, to look in Bernard Paula's eyes, Anquan Bolden, Ed Reed, to look at them boys' eyes and sizzle, and they see me every play, I'm in tears, because I'm like, get me to the end of this game. That's all I'm asking y'all to do.
Let's show you how this first started. Super Bowl 47, where the Ravens are dominating.
That's Crabtree and Reed, along with Lewis and later Suggs.
Half the power in New Orleans Stadium, the Superdome here, is out. And almost a perfect semicircle of the lights.
What do you think?
If you grew up where I grew up at, in the projects, your lights may get turned off on Fridays. Okay? But if you got $1 billion stadium, somebody knows something, Dan. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of that.
Do you think there was... Ed Reed says there's a conspiracy theory.
Listen, look, I said this after the game. Beyonce had just performed at halftime. So what happened to the lights after Beyonce?
Blame it on Beyonce. She took all the energy.
Something happened. But you know what? That when me and John, right, on that brief thing, he was like, can you believe this? I was like, John, no weapon. No weapon. Listen, I'm not buying into none of it. It don't mean nothing. Like, if we are finishing this, like, I don't care how many lights they turn off. We going home champs tonight. And so we all know momentum. Momentum is real. I don't care who you are, right? And so when you started to see momentum start to switch when those lights came back on, I started saying, look, don't fall into this trap. It's a trap. Yeah.
Here's how it ended. Super Bowl 47 in New Orleans.
And the Ravens have won it 34-31.
Wow. Wow.
I think what's lost there is you're trying to get the snap count because you're going in after Kaepernick.
Right.
So you're going to put pressure on him, a little more pressure than he expects, and then he throws the ball out of bounds. So he gives them no chance whatsoever. What are you seeing that says, and I don't know if that was the game plan there. That was the play for you to blitz.
One of the passes on the goal line that is the hardest pass to throw, the hardest pass to stop is a back shoulder fade. That's a very technical throw.
Touch.
It's a touch throw. You gotta be on point. And what we studied that whole week was Cap didn't have that touch. And so when we got it down there, they did us a favor because they ran Frank Gore one time, right? Haloti out. I'm beat up. So if you run that, maybe you have a better chance. But he looked at me and he said, this your last ride. What you want?
Who's saying this?
Dean Pease,
Dean is?
my defensive coordinator. I said, Coach, I'm going out blasting. Cover zero. We got to go zero. We got to get the ball out of his hands right now. He can only beat us with his legs. So that's why every play we ran zero. And in Ellaby, we switched because I said, listen, your legs is faster. You younger, you healthy. Chase him down and get that ball out of his hands. I'm finna go stop him, grab this guard, this center in this guard, and pull him my way. And that's my job. And I said, get your mind and get him. And so Dean looked at me, he said, what you wanna do again? I said, Dean, zero, don't change it. Like, man, look, we're not changing this. We got the third down. I said, they're in the same formation. They came out in fourth down. I said, they're going to freaking throw the ball again. 0. I would truly say that came from studying film, that we knew in that part of the football field that the one pass that he had problems with throwing was a back shoulder fade. Any other coverage, he scrambles around and finds somebody wide open, right? That's why it's important to pressure him to make him throw that ball. So that's why that ball sailed over his head like that.
And you have a walk-off.
And I
He
have a walk-off.
retires a champion.
Yeah, man.